What's up, guys? Jimmy Like Halo is back again, and today we're talking about Persona 4 Golden. Now, this game was the first Persona game I played through Game Pass when it was added 1 year ago, which was in, I believe, January of 2023. And the first time I ever heard about this game was my friend in high school told me about it. It has a really cool game, right? And I didn't really think about it since then, which was like, a year before. And then I'm like, oh, it's on Game Pass. This is the game he was talking about. And then I was interested in it because it had a similar gameplay style to Pokemon, and that's one of my favorite franchises ever. So you take something like that, right, where it's more lacking in story but really good in gameplay, and you add a really good story to really good gameplay, and you get a really good game, which is what this is. So first starting off, right, I had no idea what I was doing, right? I don't know if this was probably not the best place to start, especially nowadays with 5 being probably more modernized and more straightforward. But there's a lot of things in this game that are like, you don't realize it until you play it again, or you look up something online and you're like, oh, that's how you do it. Because when I first played this, there's a bunch of stuff I didn't even know was in the game. But overall, it didn't really matter because the game was so fun anyway. It didn't matter what you were doing in the game as long as you're having fun, right? So, I'd say this game is essentially your mature version of Pokemon. That seems kind of like a weird way to put it. But essentially, it has a calendar system, just like Persona 3, 4, and 5. They all have this. And the way it works is each day you have a certain amount of time to do activities. And in this game, you go inside the TV world, whereas in 5, it's in the phone app. I forget what the name of the actual place is. In Persona 3 is Tartarus during the dark hour. So essentially, when you play through the game, right, I'm gonna try to load a save file that has a actual save on it. Yeah, so as you can see, right, I'm here, and this is your home because you're a transfer student. You moved to Inaba, and what you can do during the night, usually not in this save that I load, is you can go outside and do a little activity. At night, there's a lot less you can do than you can in the morning, but essentially you can interact with your social links, level them up, and every time you level them up, you get more XP for a persona, right? And when you fuse personas and you get an XP bonus, you get more levels on them. So they can actually surpass your player level and be more powerful, because you're only supposed to be able to fuse ones that are your level. But if you get a bonus from your social links, then they're above your level, and then you have an advantage. And the more you fuse them, the more powerful they are, the better shape you are, the more fun it is because you get more things to use. Because you can have multiple in battle and switch between them and hit different weaknesses. So it's very satisfying. And you probably wouldn't know super well how to do it in the beginning because, there's nothing really quite like this game other than Pokemon, but even that's completely different. So the only just, like core concept they share is like monster collecting. Technically, the personas that you get in this game, you can only get after a battle during shuffle time. And when you get them, you can only have a certain amount of them in your inventory. You get like access to more as you go on. You can hold more. And each of those personas has a different arcana, and they can fuse with different arcanas to make a specific one. So that's essentially how that works in the gameplay. So yeah, like I was saying before, half the game is like life sim during the day. You can move around and do your day-to-day activities like buying your weapons and getting prepared, getting your medical supplies, and then interacting with social links. And there's a bunch of different areas you can go to in this place, just like every game. 5 has the most because it's the most modern. This one only has a few. But of these few, you're mostly going to be at Junes for the TV world, and here for social links and the school as well. When it's not in session, you're just going to be outside. And then the city, I think, was added to Golden because you get the motorcycle to go there, and then you can earn levels if you watch movies with your friends. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. The point is, in this game, as you can probably hear, the music is... you wouldn't think it would fit, but there's something about how relaxing and upbeat it is, and then like the drab atmosphere that can be in the game, like purposely, and it's supposed, you would think you're supposed to feel like, oh, this is bad, but then you just got your affection playing in the background. I'm like, wow, this, I'm just jamming. But anyway, soundtrack for this game is really great. The story is great, the characters are great, the gameplay is great. It's another one of those all-around bangers, as I like to say. But overall, I mean, I didn't think I would like this game as much as I did, especially the entire series as a whole, because this game is the reason why I played 3 and 5. So hopefully they remake 1 and 2 one day, and I can actually play those in a modernized setting, but we shall see. But obviously this game got a bunch of spin-offs, and 3 and 5 do as well. You know how Atlus is. But this version of the game that you're seeing right now is the Xbox version. Now the only difference between this and the PlayStation 4 is this one can output to 120 frames because there was a Series X version. This is the limited run games copy that I got just recently, as you can see. They didn't make their own physical copy, they just gave it to them. I wish they did, but the game is actually only $20 digitally, which is not bad at all. It's 100% worth it, especially considering how much content you get out of it. But the really cool thing about this that I got is, I don't know if they did this with every game they ship out, but they gave it a manual. I haven't seen a manual in a modern game in I don't know how many years. And not only is it a manual, it's an actual manual with useful information. Because sometimes even back in the day, it'd just be like a few little things that didn't really matter. But this one actually like tells you about the game and walks you through, and genuinely actually helpful, and has some little lore things in there. I mean, I think it's just so cool. Now, I don't know if this came with the original Vita version, because this version of the game was ported from the Vita. That's the version it's based on, the definitive version. Kind of just how like Persona 5 Royal on the PS4 was a version that was ported up. Unlike Persona 3 Portable, which was not the definitive version, in my opinion, of Persona 3, which is why I'm glad they remade it, because it's way more fun to play now. But at the end of the day, I think this game is really good. Definitely deserves a chance. Like I said, only $20 on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch. You can't get this physical version anymore, unfortunately, but I'm glad I have it. They're probably also going to remake this game. Probably not for a long time, but eventually they probably will. Persona 4 Rewind. But yeah, that's about all I have to say. I really love this game. I really think the story like really hits you. It's like when you, after you play the game, you see the credits, like, man, it's one of those games. So if you like those types, if you like JRPGs, if you like Pokemon, or if you just want a game to play right now, because you're bored or something, this game is $20, and a lot of times it's also on sale, so it's even less. So it's 100% worth that. And yeah, thanks for watching.